What's up, all my Ewok Shrivels droids? Well, what's going on? Why is this all like this? That was a bad intro. What's up, all my Ewok Shrivels droids? And because it's Anna, also known as that Star Wars girl, but I'm here on my art channel, so I'm doing the wrong intro. Oh my goodness. But what is up, everyone? Nice to see everyone in the chat. We got Holocron, Optic Racer. I think I saw Patrick T there. Rogue Obi-Wan, John. Hello, everyone. Oh, there we go. There's Patrick. What's up, everyone? Hello, how are you? So tonight, I am going to be doing another reaction to this art show I've been watching called The Outstanding Artist. And tonight, we are finally going to see some elimination, supposedly. I have a feeling, based on their track record, that they're going to leave us on a cliffhanger. I just have a feeling, based on the other ones. Oh, wow, you lost your fancy window. Well, like this one. This is my fancy window. Hello, I know. Now, everybody thinks that this is my art studio, and I'm just like, I wish. I just found this years ago. I just needed like a background for StreamYards, and I just typed in like art studio for like oil painting, and this one popped up, and I'm like, this would be nice. Yeah, let's leave it up. Let's pretend like this is my actual window. I would love that. My eye is leaking like crazy, but that's very usual. Okay. So everyone, are you guys ready? I usually like to wait a few minutes to let people meander on in, but I really want to know what the heck is going on and who is winning. So I'm just going to get right into it. I guess I'll do like my little human intro. Professional artist, got a degree, been working ever since, and I'm addicted to this show, even though I'm not a fan of this season's format at all. I'm
first person moving on.
I might actually leave a comment and like all of my recommendations as someone who has watched all of these. I feel like I wasn't this small on screen before. Did I just sit like this the whole time? Okay. We are going to get right into it. This is episode 6. It is linked below. If my wonderful mods can post that it's in the description, so you don't really need to post it. But if anybody wants to go and watch this after. Cecil is watching another terrible movie. It's bad. Well, you guys can come over here, and we're about to watch an art competition show. So let's get right into it. And I heard that they're going to be drawing eyes, which I'm like, oh, you are. Oh, okay. I know a little bit about that. But let's get right into it. I wonder who's going to get out.
On to the second half of season 4 is
audio for you guys. Is it okay? Look, they're drawing eyes.
These last brushstrokes could change your life.
If being a wee bit more creative or a wee bit risky is the hill that I die on, then fine.
It's like several levels even from the one that's just below it.
Months on end of prep, and it's like, holy cow, we're here.
This is it. For half of you, it's about to come to an end.
Uh-oh.
Previously on The Outstanding Artist. The artists battled their monster portraits before stepping into the uncertainty of a non-objective abstract. As the pressure built, concerns about fairness threatened to derail the competition. But after clearing the air, the artists refocused, united by their journey ahead. Now, with only one challenge left in the skills phase of this competition, time is running out. One final window of freestyle time remains before the judges return for the last round of scoring. 12 artists stand at the edge, but by the end of this episode, only half will move on in pursuit of becoming the outstanding artist.
Guys, ready for this? Oh, wait. Hold on. I always watch this a little bit faster, just so that way there is, transformer. So we'll just do 1.25. Oh my gosh. I just had my eyelashes done like an hour ago. And I feel like there's like a hair stuck. But I'm so excited.
Artists, are you ready? Yes. Your challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is it. The moment the last 8 challenges have been building towards. Only one challenge in freestyle time remain before the final round of judging, after which 6 artists will be going home. Challenge number 9 is to create a detailed drawing of an eye in just 2 hours. For some, this is a make or break moment. If they nail it, it could propel them to the top half of the competitors. If they fail, they could be going home. And with every episode ahead offering incredible prizes, plus the title of the outstanding artist hanging in the balance, I think it's safe to say the stakes have never been higher.
You say.
I knew I needed to nail the eye for sure. So I decided to just do an eye. No artistic expression of like, here's some marks, just do an eye and do it masterfully. I love details. And so I know that I can do that with time.
With the eye, I was like,
I can like hear the charcoal and like feel it. Oh my gosh. Listen. Oh, Patrick says you got down to 2 hours before. That's painting. Drawing, this is easy, man. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, for those that don't know, if you guys are new to my channel, you see this wall of eyes behind me. I spent the past 4 or 5 years now painting eyes. I actually have a book called The Eye Project. And in the book, it's the first 100 eyes that I have painted. The book is still available on Indiegogo if you guys are interested. So yeah, you want to talk about eyes? I think at this point, I am the expert in painting / drawing eyes because you got to sketch it out first. Patrick, you watch a lot of my streams. I saw you in the chat. Oh my God, my eye is going crazy. Oh, I wonder if there's like a hair in it or something. Give me 1 second. I was on a roll there though. Oh my God, there is. There's a fucking hair in my eye. Ah, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that long hair? Do you see it floating around? That was in my freaking eye. No wonder my eye was freaking out on me. All right. Lots of eye talk here today. Volume is weird. What's wrong? Is my volume okay? Anna, your mic seems to change volume wildly on its own. Okay, let's see. I haven't used StreamYards in a while. Maybe because this one, it's one of those mics where you kind of have to talk directly into it, but StreamYards might have some new features. Maybe there's like an echo something. Let's see. Let's go to audio. Echo cancellation. Is this better or no? Oh, automatically adjust mic volume. That's what was fucking wrong. Okay, is this better? Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, thank you for letting me know now in the beginning of the stream. But anyways, I spent the past like 5 years painting eyes. I think I'm an expert at painting eyes. So when it comes to this challenge, I get that they have to do it big. My first advice would be do not if you are going to draw a woman's eye, find one with no makeup. And I've told people this because there were some like girls that were like, had reservations about sending me photos of their eyes. Like, no, it's not going to look good. The worse you look in person, the better the painting will be. And honestly, the better the drawing will be. Like, I could not recommend enough. Find an older person, like younger, symmetrical. Like I'm seeing this reference here. This is going to be a pain in the ass. You want someone that has character because those are landmarks that you can work off of. So, okay. I'm excited. I'm the anticipation. This is my element right here. I'm so ready.
Oh, yes. Hyperrealism. I like that. It's exactly like the source and even better because with the charcoal, you can add more drama to it. Give me that. I like that.
Use her eye.
We were kind of told to keep it, realistic, but then go do whatever you want about it. If you tell an artist they have creative freedom, they're going to take it. If being a wee bit more creative or a wee bit risky is the hill that I die on, then fine. I don't want to look back and go, oh, I really colored in.
Also, this is going to sound weird, but if you're doing a drawing in charcoal, you should use paintbrushes. I know that's going to sound so weird to a lot of you. There's there's this one girl, her name is, I never know how to pronounce her last name. Kate Zabaro. Let me see. It's like Kate. Okay. Zambrano. All right. Let me show you guys Kate. So if you ever go and buy charcoal at like an art store, her art is usually on it. She does, look, this is in charcoal. but she uses like here, it'll show a little bit of our process here. So she uses like charcoal pencil. I think that this is a self-portrait, but it skipped a lot of her doing like the face, but she uses paintbrushes. And so, like, she even has, like, a whole line of paintbrushes while she uses them. I don't know if she shows a lot of her process here, but see, these are all charcoal freaking drawings. Look at that little doggy. Oh my gosh, it's like she drew Tulip. If Tulip was a pug. But see, she's using the paintbrush there. I'm not kidding. That'll make, like, the biggest difference. And so, like, when I listen, when you're getting taught like, "Oh, only these art supplies are for these things," throw that out the window. And unless it's like the procedure, like you never wanna put acrylic over oil because it's that's just not gonna work. But when it's like, you can't use paintbrushes for charcoal, it's like, well, why not, you know? And honestly, a lot of her technique, I think she figured it out because she's a girl and we use makeup and we use brushes to, blend eyeshadow or to blend powder on our face. And so she probably figured that out. I was like, oh, this is just a different type of powder and I can make form out of it. So that's one thing I would say to all of them. I'm like, get your old makeup brushes, get some paint brushes, and it'll do some magic.
In the lines there, because that doesn't suit my character very well. That's not who I am.
Oh, does she have one?
With Elimination just around the corner, every point matters. Now more than ever, it's critical for our artists to understand exactly what the judges are looking for in these skill challenges.
We're having to just be very objective.
Stop. Oh my God. Hold on. This tool, I hate it. Use Q-tips. Q-tips. If this girl had Q-tips and paintbrushes, this would be so much easier on her life. Like these things, I mean, if they're the absolute last thing that you have access to, then use them. But aside from that, don't use them. Q-tips, cotton balls, old makeup brushes, that'll work wonders compared to one of these. And the noise that it makes, like it's literally giving me goosebumps. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like I hate the noise. I hate it.
Exactly what the judges are looking for in these skill challenges.
We're having to just be very objective. We're focusing on the elements of art, and that's pretty much it.
If we just go back to the really fundamental things, I would say like composition, contrast are really like the things I'm looking for, and of course proportion.
I think for me, one of the most powerful things is composition, and it's so hard to narrow that down into one thing because it really involves a lot of the different elements. Like you have to be able to balance all of the different elements to have a good composition.
Oh no.
With less than an hour left in the eye drawing challenge, every artist feels the weight of what's at stake. Once this session ends, only freestyle time separates them from the final round of judging before elimination. The tension is thick as each artist pushes to hold on to their chance at the title of the Outstanding Artist, the $25,000 grand prize, and the opportunity to show the world their unique style in every episode ahead.
You know, the stakes are high, and what you do outside the studio as well obviously really affects you. Because I mean, I heard some of the girls saying, oh, we got like 1 hour sleep and things like this too, and that is not going to be good for you.
I've been doing crazy amounts of prep. Like I wake up and go to my studio and I stop at like 10 o'clock at night. And so I think it's just like months on end of prep. And it's like, holy cow, we're here.
It takes a lot of strength from myself to not freak out the whole time. So it's hard work to keep your energy low instead of like this.
Anything that I do, I want to be the best I can be. That's something to strive for. Being a participant in this is part of that striving for excellence. I really want to be an excellent artist.
I think that when you're in a situation like this, and if things go wrong, if they don't go the way you want them to, it can be very easy to give up and just kind of quit. I want to set a better example than that. And I want to show, like, even when things get hard, you push through all of those things.
Okay. Oh, gosh damn. Okay, I don't know if they were told on their source. Like, personally, I don't like having to, even if I am working in black and white, I don't like having to work from a black and white source because I'm like, I can already kind of tell what the value is. And also it's like, I don't just want to copy it. I want to do my own interpretation of it. And if you're looking at a photo, like, so let's just look at me, for example, like right here, my eye. where's the darkest part? It's going to be right here, and like excluding my eyelashes and like my eye color. Where's the darkest? Where's the darkest part? It's going to be right here along my nose, right? And so I can see that. Where's the other darkest part? It's going to be in the crease, like around my eye. And then I don't really have like the whole bottom eyelid thing yet. I am getting older, but I don't have that yet. Like when I smile, I do. When I smile, you guys can see like where my like eye socket is. But if I'm just like looking right here, but obviously I have darker hair, so like my eyebrow. So what would be the focal point of this? And then you need to like see how to frame it like that. So I think I am also coming as a person who has a lot of experience in this, so I know what to look for. It's just I don't know if they were told to get black and white sources. Like, it looks like they all use the same printer to print these out, and it's got this, like, kinda blue tint. If they wanted that for the camera shots, like, I don't know why she's holding it. Leave it right there, and you can just look back and forth. This honestly seems like it's, like, a handicap to have to hold it and, like, constantly look back up. That would drive me crazy. But my do not find a girl that has makeup. Do not find a girl that has, the eyelash extensions like I do. Like, I'm the worst. I have eyelash extensions. I do the nails, but it's like, and a lot of women do. But when you're looking up sources, which I think some of these are even like AI, you need to go and like Google. Like, I just Googled this the other day because obviously you guys know from past episodes, my tear duct was like inflamed. And so I Googled like inflamed tear ducts, and like I was looking up like other stuff because I obviously don't want to go and have this one removed. And I saw there's some great photos of people who have inflamed tear ducts, and oh my gosh, the colors in their skin, it's so beautiful. I know it would probably gross a lot of you guys out, but it's like there's some great, if you're just doing an eye, you can add some great character. Just like let me grab one. There was one person that made a really funny expression. Like, look at this. Like, okay, look at this. There you go. There's an expression. You could do, a composition. And also, I would just say, I honestly believe that this is a big hindrance to her because it looks like in this reference, the person is wearing some kind of crown. And because she has it in black and white, I think it's taking away from like her, like, it's going to sound weird. It's taking away from her like human eyesight to make different moves to differentiate this is metal and this is skin. And if this was left to being in color, I think she would have made some different. I mean, I can't speak for her, but I'm just saying in my opinion. And also I wouldn't have had this cut off like this is here. Like, I would have had the whole thing, and then you can make the decision where you want to cut it off, because this whole section right here just looks weird. But okay, we'll just let it play because I can go on and on about eyes.
Like, even when things get hard, you push through all of those things.
It's funny because it's like all the things that you're trying to achieve that are like mental and emotional in a studio space is the opposite of what's happening out there. And so it's just a weird space to be in, to be like, wow, all the things I'm feeling are all the things that I do art to take care of. You know what I mean? But you can't not help but be like, oh, I hope I'm in at least the top 7. There's going to be people caught in this scenario that is going to be a shame that they were caught. 6 people going is a lot of people, and it's literally half the cast. The person that goes in 7th place, I think it extra sucks.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pencils down.
With the pencils down, the artists have officially reached the final hurdle before elimination. Only freestyle time remains, their last chance to refine their work before the judges determine who will continue on in the competition. The pressure has clearly brought out some remarkable skill from the artists. It's exactly why we do this. Take Jody's drawing, for example. In just 2 hours, she's already...
Oh my God, that doesn't match at all. This is a completely different angle than this one. This is like the person got their phone and took it like this, like right, or like, I guess like this, like right here. So, because you guys can see, because the face just completely cuts off. So it's like me facing you guys at the camera, and it's like, well, like, okay, so like right there, you see how much less of my face you guys see by me having it tilted this way versus like that, how much space. So we went from like a finger's width to like 4 fingers width. And yeah, I'm missing 2 nails. This is the one. I'm not trying to flip you off. Remember I told you guys like I ripped off my nail, and it's connected a little bit, and then I had super glued it back on. And then this one, it was hurting, and I realized it's like, oh, because I bruised it, I guess, at the same time when I hurt this nail. So that's why I should have them bandaged, but I wanted to give them time to breathe. So that's why I'm missing 2. But aside from that, yeah, this is the completely wrong angle. The eyelash clumping is in different proportions also. So these are what you call water lines, this area. You guys can see that. I don't know what, like, I thought my tear ducts was weird. That's weird. I've never seen one where it like indents like that. Maybe this isn't a real, like this might be AI. But so one thing that you have to do with the eyelashes, I wish I could make this a bit, actually, yeah, I'm going to make it bigger like this. Okay. You see how the eyelashes, they overlap the white part of the eye and where the iris is. First off, this, she didn't make a perfect circle. It's not dark enough, the iris. I'm assuming this person has lighter colored eyes, like either blue or green. I'm going to guess blue. Okay. Right here is the lightest part, but for whatever reason on hers, this part right here is the same lightness all the way around. So this is someone that I would have said, like, take the charcoal and do like, just take a Vine charcoal and put charcoal on the entire page, and then you can cut out the sections that you need. But so all of her eyelashes, like even the shape of the eye is wrong. Even this section, this is like what is the like latier fold or whatever it's called. This is way too dark right here. This needs to all be like, look at how dark this portion is right here at the corner of the eye versus this. And then she barely put any darkness right here. The eyebrow, there's very strong hair right here, and it also goes dark in right here. So that means the light source is coming from over here. And so this should be the brightest part, and then this should all be dark. Oh my gosh, like these are all really simple fixes, but she didn't want to put any of the eyelashes that go over into the white section, which is how they do. That's how eyelashes swoop. And this person obviously is blessed and has very thick lashes. And it's not fair to other humans like me that have to go to an Asian lady and get them glued on every month. But that's neither here nor there. She also made the iris too big. And so it's like, this is a no for me. I'm interested to see what they're going to say about it. But this one, the angle isn't even right. And if they're supposed to copy it, like for what the source is, then that, she failed. But if it was just, oh, we get to look at this and like make our interpretation of it, I'm interested to see how it goes. But even like, look at how the eyebrow, it starts over here and then it wraps around. So it wraps around like this. Whereas this, it's just like, it just stops. She didn't do the wrap around. She didn't get that angle because she drew the eye at the wrong angle.
Establish a full range of values, giving the eye convincing depth and realism with just...
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. This is why I said I think he uses AI to write these prompts, because this doesn't make like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. She didn't get the full range. This whole section. Okay. I can't believe I got to do this. I'm opening up Photoshop. I'm going to help. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to do a little draw over. I'm going to explain to you guys. I've never done this before with any of these things that we've done, but because okay, Come on, Photoshop. We're just going to open up. Okay, let's see. Just go new. I will show you guys what was wrong. Okay. I want everyone to know I was not planning on doing something like this. Okay, let's go new. Come on. Sorry, my okay. That's fine. Oh my gosh, just do it. Just do it. Okay. I'm gonna just take a screenshot. Okay. I'm just gonna run this over into Photoshop. Okay, cool. Let me get a red pen. Okay. I'm gonna start sharing a different screen. You guys are gonna get to watch me critique something. And she did not capture the full value range. I guess technically she did, but I wouldn't consider it that. Okay, so we're gonna go into my Photoshop. Welcome to Photoshop, everyone. I'm gonna make myself small, or else because you guys are pretty much just gonna be looking at the top of my head. Okay, let me get. Do we have a brush? Okay, I'm gonna lock that layer. Okay. Now B. Okay, so let's look. So right here, you see, that is pretty much, that's dark. The whole like eyelid is dark and this section is dark. Okay, the darkness that she has is kind of right there and right here. Are those the same? Let me move my mic. Are those the same? No. And let's see. Then the angle. So the eyebrow goes like this, right? Face. Okay. So her eyebrow just like there's like words here. She tried to put in scribbles. So instead of trying to be artistic and put scribbles in, what she should have done is, okay, she should have just gone in with charcoal. Obviously, this area is bright. So you just, this area, which is like where your tears usually go from, that is light because that one is getting like reflective light on it. So this whole area should have been darkened out, right? And then this, like the way she did the eyelid, it should have come up like this because this person's, and this eye is the wrong angle. It could be throwing it off because she didn't get the circle right. Like, just like, I just want to fix it. Like, this is, I don't think I'm particularly the best person to explain certain things. And it's interesting because there's hair right here, which kind of makes me think that this is AI. But at the same point, this person, they must be like a dirty blonde because the tips of their eyelashes are blonde. Let me zoom in for you guys so you guys can see. So she got the shape of this wrong. So if she would have gone in and gone like this, she needed to make the eye bigger. And then that's an eyelid. Like this. So the eye isn't big enough. And then there we go. I think this part was actually probably the best part of her drawing, this area right here. But then this is supposed to go like this. So it's like that instead of like this. So the way that she drew it, let me get this down a little bit. So she drew it like the eyelid was like this. Oh, excuse me. Like that. Gosh. Sorry, it's like so low on my page, but it basically like these two, okay? It's supposed to be more like that. Like it's curved. It's like this. You see? Like, so the sagging of it, think about the Nike. Like that, right? But she didn't do that. So the eye needs to be bigger. Everything about this, like there's things that it just, there's little things that could have helped to fix this, but she got the proportions wrong. She got the angle wrong, and she didn't put the eye in the correct place. And then also she should have just darkened the eye. I probably should have done this in black so you guys could see it better, but she should have darkened the eye a little bit, which she didn't. Even like you guys can clearly see this part is darker than this part. Like this is a gray, like, so this is like a level 9. Like, so let's say 10 means pure black and 1 means pure white. Okay. So this would be at like a 9, right? And then this would be at like a 7, maybe even a 6 in some parts. This we would say is a 5, and then this is like a 3 or 4 right here. So, which she didn't get in hers. So, I would not she didn't get the full range, and unless you count like this part, which is just the plain paper that she didn't draw on, because even like I can see that there's charcoal in here. I don't think just going in and like blacking out eyelashes, which she didn't get this. You see, oh my gosh, go away. You see how the eyelashes swoop in? So the way you draw eyelashes is like this. It's like you just want to make little lines that are kind of like triangles that connect to one another. Like that. So this is how you would do eyelashes. Okay? She just like it looks like it went in like and smudged the charcoal and then like went like this. You know, instead of like this to create that. Trust me, it makes a big difference. And if I'm actually like I didn't think it was terrible until I saw the source. Not I don't want to be mean. I don't think it's terrible. She didn't follow the source. And she had a great source compared to the other ones that I saw. So that's me being nitpicky as hell. I didn't share audio on there. Sorry. That was me being nitpicky. I'm sorry. Well, let's go back. Because I could sit here all day and discuss this, but it's driving me crazy.
A few final highlights and details, this piece could be called finished. That puts her in an excellent position heading into freestyle time. Alexis's drawing is the most realistic piece in the room so far.
This is AI and it's wrong. I like Alexis. Oh, don't, guys, if you're going to draw a part of the human, this is not good. Like, this cropping is awful. I'm so angry that, oh, you know what? But this isn't the final. They still have free time because she didn't add any of the eyelashes. But look at these lines are in the wrong spot. So I'm guessing that she is going to come back later and fix it. So we would be here all day if I had to critique these.
The form is solid and the shading is convincing, but it's missing a few key elements, most notably the eyelashes and the subtle highlights and shadows in the wrinkles under the eye. If she adds those successfully, this could become a real standout. Lisa's piece, meanwhile, may be the wild card of the group. Her creative approach gives the drawing a lot of personality.
This is all wrong. This looks like a cartoon, but I like the David Bowie reference.
But accuracy is an issue, especially in the proportion of the iris beneath the pupil. If she can resolve that during freestyle time, the gamble could pay off. But if not, it may cost her. Now, Asia arrives for one last round of critique, an opportunity for guidance before the final round of judging begins for the skills phase of season 4 of The Outstanding Artist.
The pupil appears a little too high. The top lid is a little too arched at the moment. I would just drop lines from these like high points in the upper lid and see where they fall to kind of give reference to where the other elements should be. Last thing I would say is eyelashes. They're all kind of coming up in the same way, but we actually see that they kind of go down and then up at different angles. This one has a lot of drama, which is really cool. I see good values in the eyes so far. Continue to develop the shadows that we see underneath, darkening them a little bit more here, adding some more bottom lashes to kind of thicken them up, maybe even like whiten this bottom lash line a little bit like we see in the source. You've created really good, pretty realistic angles. The first thing I noticed at the upper eyelid is that the value could be deeper, like a darker value there, just at the crease.
Did they? Oh my God! The other they need to edit this unless those girls are using the same source. The source that I just went over. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It is different. I'm looking at my Photoshop. Okay, never mind. Erase everything I just said. The angle that threw me off. What's wrong with this water line, man? Oh my gosh. I'm so angry. Oh my God, I'm so angry. What is going on?
Underneath here, this is a really important shadow to have. One last thing is that I would probably blend some areas. They become more of like a large shape instead of just all individual hair.
I like this comment over on Twitch. I don't mean to be mean, proceeds to be brutal. Okay, I know for a fact I'm not good at sugarcoating things. And I think it's because I'm the type of person that I don't learn by sugarcoat. I'm like, you need to be brutally honest with me but also but here's also the caveat of that is if you're going to be brutally honest with me, you also have to like show me how to fix it. Like you just can't walk up and be like, Anna, that's shit. It'd be like, oh no, Anna, that's really off, but here's how you would fix it. And I'd be like, okay, but because if you're just going to softball me, then I'm not really going to realize something's wrong. But so far, I haven't seen one that I like. If I was based on like the school that I went to, they were pretty hardcore when it came to their grading. So like I haven't seen a single one that would be above a C yet. And I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just being honest, okay? And I think that they're all great. They've obviously great painters. They have, this is only 2 hours as well, and it's a giant eye. Like I don't expect them to, bust out. And maybe some of them never draw eyes before. So if this is like their first time drawing eyes, then they're all doing really great. So I don't know. I'm just because I've been doing it for so long, and I'm just I'm seeing things that would be easily fixed if they just knew.
This eye has a lot of energy, which is cool. Just refining further, adding in some of the extra shadows to show more form, I think would be beneficial. I noticed that the iris in the source doesn't quite come up to this. I think I would make that adjustment because it looks a little bit too big. Even though this lash line is really dark at the top, we would still be able to see like skin showing through. And so I would add some highlights back. I think the top lash line looks really good, but maybe I'd still kind of subtract just a little.
Look at how big that water. If you guys are going to do something realistic, don't use AI. Get a real image of an eye and then add some creative brush strokes yourself, or use this as get a photo of a real eye and then have this as inspiration on how to like play upon it after. But this is wrong. This is not anatomically correct. Like, look at how big the freaking tear duct is in this source, and the iris is way too fucking big. Oh my god! Oh, my brain.
Bit to show a little bit more detail and lengthen the bottom lashes. This is really cool up here where the abstract and eyebrow meet. It needs to be more intentional. The pupil is a little bit too far to the right, just slightly in the source, and here it's kind of shorter on the right. I think you left this at a good spot, but it needs the level of refinement now. It needs all the details kind of added to the great base that you have already. If you haven't done eyelashes a lot, just really pay attention to the shapes. One last thing that I would do probably is add a highlight here to really show that high point of the round shape. Maybe even refine the patterns in the iris a little bit more. I think that it's coming along really beautifully. It just needs that next level.
Hers is the best one. This is the one that they accused her of cheating. That's a terrible source. But this is the best one. So far, I think that this source is also AI. But I'm telling you guys, people look at like wrinkles and think it's going to be hard. No, that's going to help you so much. If you go to an art museum and you see a bunch of like paintings, and it's like the best ones are always like old dudes, like with cool beards or cool mustaches, or like wearing some kind of like extravagant like a suit of armor. But the contrast that when you look at the women, their faces always look so generic, and the artist has to play it up by either making them nude or painting on some elaborate outfit. And the reason for that is the more symmetrical you are, and like the more perfect your skin is, pretty much like the prettier you are, the worse you're going to look in a painting, because there's nothing for the artist to really grab onto and highlight. Like, I'm telling you, you have to have some kind of character to you, and that's what makes the most interesting. That's why when you look at paintings and you're like, oh, like, how come like the guys are so detailed and like the women look kind of off, depending on what era of paintings you're looking at and what artists you're looking at. That also is very, very dependent. But like the best source, she got the right angle. The anatomy looks right. This is obviously an older person, even though it's AI. Even the way she's doing the eyelashes, she's not afraid to come into the Yes, she got it. And even like it's just the iris in the center, it's distorted by the highlight. Yes, but I will say she just doesn't have that hard enough line in it like it is on here. She added a little bit too much of the highlight, so I would go in and darken that a bit. But overall, this is the best one so far.
Of refinement and really bumping up the values more.
Wait, what is this? Thank you for the super chat. War Goat 6, thank you for the 2. A lot of them need a sight stick and a sight stick and a plumb line.
And creating more contrast. The biggest thing I'd say is just that the darks aren't there at the moment. So that's how I would really spend my time, getting the darks in and then making sure that my highlights match the intensity of what we see here. The iris and the eyelid, it feels a little bit too large at the top. I'd use something to measure against the other shapes to see how far this one.
They shouldn't have been allowed to use AI to make sources here. This is, oh my God, this hurts me. But you know what? I did have the benefit of having hundreds of you lovely people in the chat send me reference images, but you can even go on Instagram and get reference. You can go anywhere and get references of iPhotos. This is just, the AI is wrong and it's not helping them
actually come up. And I know we all have veins in our eyeballs and they're in this source, but if that's not really important to you, then I would probably soften that up quite a bit. So this is a really good shadow right there. It matches the value that we see in the source. I would also—
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Just maybe adding a few other eyebrow hairs like in different directions. This side of the iris, I think it needs to have a little, not a point, but it needs to come out a little bit more at the center. It looks a little bit flat in comparison to the other side. There is an intense shadow there at the crease, but
this is AI and this is a woman that has makeup on, but I will say she has done a good job of doing an artistic interpretation of this image. So even though it's like the iris looks a little bit off, I don't know, there's something off about it, but I also think that that does have to do with her source. You know what? It's because it's very dark right here and she needs to darken this area up. That's what's throwing it off. This area, this whole area needs to be darker.
it softens a lot as it moves up towards the eyebrow. So that might be something that I'd work on. This really bright highlight line, it's not standing out as much, I think, because the eyeball area behind it is the same value. So I would soften that a lot. And I think that this area of the eyeball could actually be slightly darker in value to be able to achieve that really bright highlight that you got from your eraser there. Developing something in like this bottom and side area to coexist with the face and the eye would be nice.
Oh my God, it's not even a circle. Look at this. So it's a beautiful circle. Everybody stop using AI for your references. Oh my God. Okay. AI aside, look at how bright this is right here in this corner versus everything. Like this is like pure, like it's so dark, this whole section, which could have helped her if she just would have gone in with like these intense contrast values. This would have been a game changer and saved her a lot of time. But I'm just,
and maybe that's your intention, that you're gonna, work on that and kind of develop it more like your source, but allowing the eye to stay like the focal point, but then having some supporting elements to make this piece feel really complete. Just take a look at the shape there that you've created. It could kind of be more elongated. It's great that you've got this really intense black for the pupil, but I would say that some of those dark values could start to move out into the iris. I think that this just needed to be also like down further because this has a much more relaxed look to the eye, whereas this one feels more surprised. But I think lowering that and lowering the top will just give more accuracy to the shape of the eye.
As Asia's critique comes to an end, the countdown to elimination begins. The artists can feel it. But as a surprise, we have a special guest who knows this moment all too well. Tanya Johnston from season 3, eliminated in her own 3rd episode, understands exactly what these artists are facing and what it takes to get through it.
My takeaway from being a part of this show was that as a stepping stone and a lily pad on your journey, your path forward in your artistic career, you guys all have an amazing opportunity, amazing chance. You don't know if you're going to go to the next round, I know it's nerve-wracking, but you just got to do it. You know, you just got to feel the fear, face it, and embrace this opportunity for everything that it is. I've never looked back. You know, like, yes, I got off on the third round. I didn't really get very far in, but it's just helped me, propelled me forward into what I'm doing right now. So yeah, it's a journey, guys. It's not the beginning or the end. It's just, you know, where you're at right now.
Feedback in hand, the artists return to their easels for the first part of freestyle time.
Let's get straight into it. So artists, are you ready? Your challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Freestyle time has finally arrived. With 5 hours today and just 1 hour tomorrow, every brushstroke brings them closer to the judgment that will decide who stays and who goes. But beyond the competition, this process has challenged the artist in ways they never expected. Stepping into uncertainty, confronting their weaknesses, and pushing past their limits. All of this has shaped how they see themselves as artists and what kind of work they want to create.
What success looks like for me as a painter is always make the most high caliber paintings that I can. That's why I'm excited about this whole opportunity, is the chance to learn and grow. This is what I was looking for being part of this.
I kind of have been going around and feeling a little lost, but in this environment, it really pulls it out of you for some people. It's really magical. It just solidified the fact that I just have this passion for painting women in the female form. And so now I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty good at it.
It makes you uncomfortable at points, but in those moments of uncomfortability, you grow and you blossom. And I met new friends that we are already planning our next meetup next year. So it's like everyone here is going to change my life in some way. I feel like everything I experience with you guys is always life-changing.
The changes happening in these artists aren't a fluke. The judges also went through similar transformations during their own seasons. They know firsthand how stepping into this pressure can shift something deep inside you, and how the growth that follows reaches far beyond the canvas.
The show is super cool. It's really a good way to showcase artists, to also make them grow so much. Like, I've seen artists in my season, the growth they have experienced after is just incredible. It's something really special to experience.
That was season 3 when they were in Greece. Again, season 2 is my favorite.
For me, it was like this constant talking myself out of this negative mindset that had been fairly natural for me up until that point. And that's when I was able to actually do my best, was by getting out of that spiral. And it affected my life in lots of areas, not just in my art. I think it's set up in such a way that enables people to come who are like ready for a challenge and ready to see what they're capable of. It really does force you to become your best self.
Being on the Outstanding Artist was one of the best things I've ever done, because I was able to build more belief and confidence in myself. It was really a turning point for me, where I decided that no matter how hard things get, there's no way I'm giving up. It was just an incredible experience, and it was so hard, so challenging in like every way, but I feel like a different person now in the best way. What changed my life, and so I can only imagine how it's going to change these artists.
It's been incredible to see how much these artists have grown in such a short time. But the real reward is watching them recognize that growth within themselves and letting it push them to go even further.
Discovering that the challenges, I can meet them and actually finish them. There were so many times where I was going into the last day of painting and the last moments of painting, I was like, I don't think I can do this. And then realizing like, nope, I just need to stay focused on things that I really need to get done. And then I'll be like, oh, I can do this. I want to continue to grow. And I think being here has really helped me with that. It's helped me see that there are different directions I can grow. Because I really think that this opportunity is going to really help my business. And I want to make sure that I'm in the right position to launch and take it to the next level.
Yeah, just everything about it. It's super special. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime experience. It was challenging at some points, but I learned a lot. I think I overcame a lot of my fears and anxiousness.
I just realized who she reminds me of. She reminds me of Bianca from The Rescuers, you know, with the little mice, and her name is Bianca. So I'm like, oh, that must be where it's from.
And then when you're here, it's so nice. There's such a good vibe, and you see everybody giving like 200%, and it's super stimulating. That's the thing I will bring with me to Italy. I think I can get that energy up also when I'm back in my studio. I think I'll be more productive after this show.
Why are some of these interviews, it really feels like they're saying goodbye? Spoilers, maybe?
Even though the artists entered this competition as professionals, they've grown tremendously in the first phase of the season. But for those who make it past elimination, the real test is just beginning. Let's hear Ellie reveal what's waiting for the 6 artists who move forward.
So every challenge in the first half of this competition really wasn't about their voice. It was all about skills. But now we are moving on to bigger and better things, and it's going to get very exciting. For the 6 artists that are moving on, we will finally be able to see them shine in their own voice, expressing their style and how they interpret each challenge individually. For each challenge, we are partnering with other leaders in the art world who will be offering a fabulous surprise and often a reward for every winner. So we're going to see guest judges, and we are going to see how these artists not only interpret subject matter, but the challenge in general, and creatively invent something really spectacular for each guest judge. This is where we get to see an outstanding artist truly shine and show us how outstanding they really are.
With elimination coming up, the stakes are definitely high, but no one is going through this alone. Through every challenge, these artists have been celebrating, comforting, and encouraging each other to do better. It's a rare kind of bond, and it's made this pressure
Unless they're accusing someone of cheating.
journey something extraordinary to witness.
You know, we're all very supportive, and it's not like some reality TV where it's really competitive and cutthroat. Not here. Just a great artist community, but it always has been. I mean, I've never experienced anything negative with the Mulan community.
It's been a nice vibe. The energy's been cool. Everybody's had each other's backs, which is not always easily said in a scenario with 12 people from any walk of life, really.
We sit around the table for hours just talking about life or what we've made or what we're planning to do and looking at each other's stuff. That makes it so much easier. That everyone is so nice. I told my husband it's so refreshing just to be around a group of women that are supporting each other.
No.
As artists, we all have a pretty deep story behind each of us, which is what drives a lot of the inspiration for our artwork. So having like-minded people with similar goals is so important.
I feel like I'm 2 different people. When I'm at home, I'm super quiet. I don't really go out. I just go to work, you know? And then coming here, I sort of become more myself when I'm around like my friends and around also women like this. So it's a good reminder of who I really am. I hear this a lot from Ellie, a rising tide floats all boats. And so it's really great that our community is like that. It feels like we're all kind of group coaching each other at the house. I think it would affect even my paintings if we weren't getting along. I would definitely see that in my work. So I'm really happy with the whole situation here.
I've been able to connect with so many people, and like that's the whole reason I'm doing art, is so that I can connect with people.
They've been working for the last 4 hours and they only have 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tools down.
The first round of freestyle time comes to an end, but the pressure is far from over. Tomorrow morning, the artists will return to their easels for one final hour before their pieces are judged. Outside the studio, the night passes way too slowly. Some artists are able to rest and relax, but most can't stop thinking about what's to come.
I'm so stressed. Heart is like starts racing every half hour. I don't like it. I don't. I don't have anything motivational.
Give us your motivational.
It's like when you're waiting to pee, you can't think of anything else. Remember? And it's hard to concentrate on anything else. So go away with your motivation on Monday. It's Tuesday. Leave me alone, woman.
As the sun rises, we return to the studio for their final hour of freestyle time. This is their last chance to prove that they deserve to stay in the competition.
This is it. The artists have each created 9 stunning pieces of art, and it has led to this moment, to this final hour where they finish their last pieces, are judged, and it is determined who will move on to the next stage of the Outstanding Artist. So, are you all ready? This is it. Everything could change at the end of this hour. Your challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh wait, they're doing freestyle time again? Okay. Is it only for women? No. So the way to get on this show is you have to have graduated from their art college. And then I guess they ask you and then you say yes or no. So other seasons there's been guys. This is just the first season where I don't remember any guys in season 3. So maybe this is like 2 seasons in a row. But to be honest, guys, I went to art school. I feel like there's a lot more girls in art school than there are guys, but
Every artist can feel it. The room is drenched in focus. Every breath, every brushstroke is marked by the ticking clock. And when it stops, their fate will be in the judges' hands, and half of them will be going home.
My advice, if an artist is worrying about being eliminated, is honestly, you just can't even entertain that thought. For me, it was all about mindset and really trying to find all the things that are so amazing about the experience. So even if they were to get eliminated, they were still on the show, they still had the opportunity to compete, and that is something that they should be extremely proud of.
If I put myself back in the
actually, I remember season 2, there was a few guys on the show, and one of the guys, like, it actually kind of made me angry. He didn't even try. He like just gave up and he took off for hours, and it was like, it was upsetting.
Competition. I remember how bad I wanted to continue, each week. So I can't imagine what they're going through right now, and the mixed feeling. You're like, you're happy to be here, but at the same time, you're like worried.
There's just so much that happens emotionally, and doubt can really creep in. I know I was feeling that for sure. I just hope that each one of them will remember each one of them was asked to be here for a reason, and it's an important part of their journey, and just expect and anticipate the growth that's going to happen in their own lives.
Oh, if I could just get to the final 6, that would be really cool. I'd be so happy with myself if I just made the final 6, and then whatever happens from there, cool.
They keep getting after me because I'm like, well, no, we're all going all the way. We all have to talk about leaving, and they're like, we all can't stay. And I'm like, but we all have the potential to stay. So why not just assume it?
For this, it felt kind of scary. Like if you speak out loud and say, I'm going to make it to the final. I feel that the universe, like there's going something to happen. So I was kind of scared to say that out loud.
You cannot predict upfront how things will go.
I'm competitive. I like winning. I really, really want to get in the next, phase, level. But I really, really want to get past the skill level because it means a lot to me.
At the end of the day, whatever the outcome, I can have my head held high. But I really do want to continue on. I'm really excited for what possibilities lie ahead, and I want to keep being part of it.
There's like so many exciting things coming that nobody wants to miss out on any of those. So I really want to ride it to the end if I can. That's definitely the aim.
The artists only have 10 minutes left in this challenge. This could be everything. Their lives could be changed in the next 10 minutes based on the decisions that they make.
Episode a full hour? No, 48 minutes.
These last brushstrokes could change your life. You have 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tools down.
The final brushstrokes have been laid, and with them, we've reached the end of this season's skill phase. Now their fate rests in the hands of the judges. Whether they move forward or are eliminated depends on their combined score from all 9 challenges of the season. The 6 artists with the lowest totals will be sent home. As the judges review these final pieces, here are the standings we have going into this pivotal moment. The judges will start off with Challenge 7, the Monster Portrait, where the artist had just 4 hours to transform a monster into a beauty. There's a reason this is called the Monster Portrait Challenge. Every painting starts off in a stage that feels awkward, uncertain, maybe even hard to believe in. The portrait doesn't begin beautifully. It's messy at first. For many artists, that's the hardest part. This challenge forces them to let go of control, trust the layers, and keep moving forward before the painting gives them any reason to feel confident. That's what makes this technique so powerful. Ellie originally developed the monster portrait method to help artists who were too tight and controlled learn how to work from loose to tight. big to small, layer by layer, and really how to stop quitting on a painting before it has the chance to reach its full potential. In the mastery program, this lesson has become a turning point for countless artists. Often it's the first.
All right. Oh boy. Okay. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I is the best one. It looks the most proportionate and accurate. Now remember what I said earlier. The more symmetrical a person's face is, the harder they are. Like the prettier a person is, I'm really not kidding, the harder it is because there's less characteristics for you to like highlight. That's why I always say like the worse you look in person, the better you're gonna come out in a painting. And I mean that completely sincerely. So if you are like hungover, your hair's not brushed, you have puffy eyes, maybe your skin's even breaking out, I kid you not, as a model for an artist, you will make the most beautiful painting. You over like fucking runway model just rolls up and sits down next to you. You will be way more pretty to paint. Like the paintings that come from you are going to look better. So, and also when you have someone that is symmetrical and you paint them straight on like this, that's going to be difficult. I saw the source. The girl was beautiful, probably a model, possibly AI. This is probably so like it's so difficult to just do a straight on portrait. You want to do like a 3/4. This right here is a 3/4. This is a 3/4. This is like almost a 3/4, a little bit less. Like it's like right in between a profile and a 3/4. This looked better before. She added stuff to it, made it worse. This is a 3/4, but when I saw it up close, okay. So I'm gonna say I don't really like H, but that one, it's more accurate. The best one, hands down, is I, which is Lynn, the woman that always wears the hat, the older lady that wanted to quit. This is the best portrait. This is beautiful. This is the best one. That would be my pick. So my top 3 would be this one. There are problems with G. And I know that she even like said she had problems like it was an AI source and the neck is like from a different body. I would have just fixed the neck or like given her a turtleneck sweater to cover that up. And then how it's dark blue right here. Because it makes your focus go right here instead of her face. I would have added more of this dark blue on this side to make her hair stand out. But I would say I and G are probably the 2 better ones. H is good, but I don't particularly like it. But F and K are on the same playing field. The rest of them, this one's not finished. J is not finished. This one, it's like there's very clear problems with it. There's also issues with A. A could have been fixed, but she didn't get the proportions of like the face right and her lips look a little off. I don't really need to talk about B and C. I think it speaks for itself. But and yeah, the proportions are off in D. But
portrait they create in their life that they feel genuinely proud of. Let's see who is able to stay the course and bring beauty out of the ugly stage. As the judges begin their review, they're struck by how much the artist accomplished under extreme time constraints, but they can also see where some pieces ran out of time.
K was my favorite because I just love the whole atmosphere of it. I think the brush strokes are really beautiful also on the face. I was really drawn to it.
I loved everything about K, except for 2 things. Those ferns were just left undone, and some of the hair that's further back is done better than the hair that's in front.
To rank work this strong, the judges have to search for any imperfections, even in pieces they genuinely admire.
I really love this piece because there's so many beautifully stacked brush strokes that create the complex planes and the form. It looks so effortless. It's so beautiful. I'm just really kind of captivated by it.
So for me, I ranked it low. I totally agree with what you're saying, Asia, that it looks effortless. I just couldn't get past the teeth that are like black. And then the eyes, they are too small for the portrait. I just feel like it needs another layer of paint.
As scoring continues, one portrait rises to the top, a piece that fully captures the judge's attention.
I was immediately drawn to I as my top pick because it's kind of loose but accurate. There's a lot of beautiful expression in the brushstrokes and there's some great contrast. So she really just glows.
You know what? Lynn did say like that portraits are her thing, and she wasn't lying. She delivered what she promised. She's like, I don't like cities. I don't like these things. She's like, I'm a portrait person. Yes, she is.
Yeah, it had just such a beautiful, pleasant vibe to it. I could feel the artist's hope radiating through this. I thought overall, probably the best one.
But final rankings often come down to the smallest of details, and even a favorite can falter under close technical scrutiny.
I was immediately drawn to this portrait. I just absolutely love the composition, how it's cropped in to the face. And I really enjoy portraits that have that like stark contrast with the lighting. It's something that I would put on my wall. That's why it's my top.
I love it for the exact same reasons, but I saw the source, so I know that the mouth is crooked. There's just a few things here and there, and I didn't have as many of those things.
The portraits that rose to
Wait
the
a
top
second.
did
Her
more
eyes right there in that painting are better than the one that she drew because it's from a real person and not an AI source.
than just capture a likeness. They showed bold contrast, expressive brushwork, and a sense of life that stood out immediately to the judges. With those rankings decided, the judges now turn their focus to the abstracts.
Oh, that one got prettier.
For Challenge
Oh,
8,
wow.
the artists were pushed to paint without a source, relying solely on the elements of art. They had just 2 hours to create a non-objective abstract using mixed media materials. There's a reason abstraction is considered one of the most difficult forms of painting. Without a subject to rely on, the artist has nothing to hide behind. No portrait, no landscape, no familiar image to carry the piece. Every decision has to stand on its own. That means relying entirely on the elements of art. Color,
Oh, wow.
shape, texture,
I don't think I really cared for this one. I think this one I like.
movement, and composition to create something that feels alive on the canvas. But abstraction,
Oh my God. He really needs to stop. Like, I really genuinely, I'm sorry. I don't think any of these people will ever see this, but it really sounds like his little voiceovers, like he's reading a script that was written by AI. Like, that's what it sounds like.
is a delicate balance. If the elements don't work together, the painting can feel chaotic or
I
unfinished.
love this. She added gold leaf. I love gold leaf, obviously, as you guys have seen.
When they do, the result feels intentional, guiding the viewer's eye across the surface and pulling them deeper into the work. In the mastery program, learning
that one-
abstraction helps
That last one looks so much better. She got rid of that pink.
artists develop their own visual language, teaching them how to create meaning without relying on a subject. Let's see which artists were able to bring clarity, energy, and intent.
Okay. I'm so biased. She uses the same color scheme in like all of these. It's always like that greenish teal, but I love gold leaf, so I'm going to be biased, but my favorites out of these, oh my gosh, I think I like these the best out of everything that they've done. I don't think I can just okay, I like E. I did like C, but I feel like I don't know, she changed things about it and I don't particularly like it as much anymore. Same with A. Like last time when it was a work in progress, A and C were my favorites. And now I'm like, I don't really know. This one looks better. I wouldn't buy it though, but it looks like it would be something pleasant to stare at Starbucks. You know, like I feel like this would be up on the wall in Starbucks. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I like H. H and E. I think I'm just biased. I really like gold leaf. And also it does have to do with like colors and stuff. Like this is just fun. Like this to me, in my opinion, like this is like dentist office or doctor office or like a Starbucks kind of art. So if I was a doctor and I was looking for art to put on my wall, I would buy E. Because it makes you like seem happy and you don't want to be unhappy when you're in a doctor's office. So I would buy this. If I had a Starbucks, I would buy J to put up in Starbucks. Maybe even B, but if it needs more green, like if this was more of a green themed, because that's kind of Starbucks's vibe. I don't know, if I had like a mansion and I needed a centerpiece for a hallway, I would buy H. This, I like it, but I don't know. I can't I never do green and red color palettes because it reminds me of Christmas. This, I feel like something's missing. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat? Which one's your favorite? Here, I'll make it bigger so you guys can see. Which one of these is your favorite? I like E and H, but originally A and C were my favorites. I mean, these are actually the best ones they've done so far. In my opinion, the weakest ones are G, K, even L to an extent, and I. I think I and K are pretty close and like the weakest. Like, I don't know, yeah. I, K, G, and L are the weakest in my opinion. The rest of them are great. You like J, F and H, yeah. B and I.
Attention to their abstracts. As the judges make their rounds, they find themselves circling one piece, a standout that captures their attention before any other.
I really liked this painting. The color palette seemed very intuitive to me. There's a lot of things to look at. I think the composition is dynamic. My eye goes around. I would say the only beef I have with it is it's ever so slightly on the dingy side. Some of that color I think could have been cleaned up, but overall, I really liked it. I immediately knew that this was my top pick because I'm really drawn in by the shapes and there's some really cool balance, yet it's also super dynamic. Yeah, this one stood out from all the rest instantly for me.
Ranking abstracts is never easy. With such personal, intuitive work and only 2 hours to build it, even strong concepts can feel unfinished.
I ranked this one near the middle.
Oh my gosh. Doesn't that sound like an AI prompt was explaining to you what? Actually, I'm going to ask Grok right now. Let's see. I'm going to ask Grok and I'll share my results. What should I say? Describe what it would be.
Love the texture. I love how they glaze the gold leaf, but it's not.
Oh my God. I feel like we got the same script to an extent. Look at this. This is the script I said. I said, describe what it would be like judging an abstract painting for an art competition. Judging an abstract painting in an art competition feels like stepping into a whirlwind of pure subjectivity, where your gut reaction collides with years of looking at art while trying to stay fair and articulate. It's like, doesn't this seem like it's got the same tempo? The way that he describes things, like, I'm serious. Like, I really am like, stop using AI to write your scripts.
Completely there yet. I would have loved to see maybe more variation of line, like there are some drips going on. So I think more could have been done. So that's why I ranked it near the middle.
The color palette is really beautiful and there are some good layers of depth. I agree with you that it needed to go much farther. I can see where a focal point could be, but it doesn't feel complete to me. It wouldn't have taken much to push it far enough to rank higher.
The judges were impressed by how much growth they saw. Several artists pushed their ideas far beyond the mid-challenge critique, creating pieces that felt truly transformed.
I really love the color palette of this one. I especially love like the smaller elements that lead us to the focal point. In an abstract, that's really important.
I figured it out. It reminds me of World of Warcraft for some reason. Come on, look at that. Like, it gives me like, that's World of Warcraft. Like, that belongs in World of Warcraft.
I also saw it mid-critique and there was this big clock form. I'm glad they kind of made it more abstract. So I think that was really successful to do that.
I agree. I'm so impressed with how it transformed. There was something like a gut reaction with this one. I love the composition. I love the colors. I love that it feels emotional. Like you can feel the energy of the artist in it. It gave me a gut feeling and then it drew me in to look further. And that's why this one ranked really high for me.
In the end, the highest scoring abstracts were the ones that felt intentional. Pieces where color, shape, and texture work together to guide the viewer's eye. With those rankings decided, the judges now turn to the final challenge before elimination, a complete shift in discipline, the eye drawing.
Oh, she finished it.
For this challenge, the artists were given 2 hours to produce a detailed drawing of an eye, a true test of precision under pressure. At first glance, drawing an eye might seem simple, but in reality, it's one of the most demanding tests of accuracy an artist can face. Every curve, every shadow, every tiny shift in proportion matters. If the eyelid is off, the expression changes. If the pupil is too large, the whole eye can feel wrong. And without strong contrast, depth, and line variation, even a detailed drawing can feel dull and boring. With just
It really seems like this is an AI prompt he's reading.
2 hours to complete this challenge, the artist had to work quickly without sacrificing accuracy. That meant carefully working towards realism, while still making the piece feel alive. Some played it safe, others took creative risks.
That last one was good. Let's
But in the
do them
end,
all.
the strongest drawings were the ones that accurately depicted the eye and its details with confidence. Now we'll see which artists the judges.
Aha! Finally. Okay, let's look at them all. Okay, here we go. Jay wins. I saw her source. There are some things that she needs to fix, but overall drawing skills, this is the one that they accused of cheating earlier in the show. I think she's just good, but she definitely wins. Oh my god. I saw problems with B, but at least like she got the curve of the eyebrow. D, it's kind of hard to see. I don't know if it's just my screen. It's really, really dark. Actually, let me pull this down here. Yeah, she didn't know how to do the eyelashes. I feel bad for her. I can see because before she added eyelashes, it was a lot better. This under the eye part, you just needed Vine Charcoal Girl. Oh, she wrecked it. I thought she's so good. I thought she would be able to pull through, but the only ones that I think are J, L, and L's got a lot of problems, but she captured the essence of it. Like this is yes, this is someone that was given 2 hours to draw a fully realistic eye. And J definitely hands down wins. L comes in second. And I guess I would give third place to B, but there's so many problems with it. I don't even want to do that. I'm not going to say what I think about the other ones because I don't want people saying that I'm being too mean. This is just what I've done almost every day for 5 years. So I'm going to be very I have very high standards, I guess.
We're able to bring all that together and create an eye that really is a window to the soul.
Oh, that was cheesy.
Reviewing the eye drawings becomes a study in value and detail. Every piece is strong, but some artists took bigger risks.
Oh my god, you could tell. Wait, where was it? Can you hear me when it's playing?
Reviewing the eye drawings becomes a study in value and detail.
Look at her face. It says it all. She's not happy. Crouching, Taylor, Hidden Swift. Thank you for the 2.
Every piece is strong, but some artists took bigger risks to stand out, and not all those risks paid off.
Initially with this one, I really love the concept that they used, but as I was comparing back and forth with the others, the proportion of the eye.
It doesn't even seem like she's so good too. She just, I don't know, does she not care? What's going on here?
Wasn't quite right, and I also feel like there's not as much depth. I appreciate that they did do something different with the lightning bolt, but I felt that it just wasn't.
How is no one mentioning David Bowie? This is Aladdin Slain. Come on.
Quite as refined as the others.
I would agree with you. I really liked the creative energy in this one, but what stands out to me the most is that the pupil is too large, and with the shading that they've put on the eyeball, it feels like the bottom part of the iris is jutting forward. It feels bulbous in the wrong areas.
With color stripped away, the artist had to lean more on value in line to win the judges over. These details were really what defined a piece's ranking.
So for me, it just draw me in right away when I looked at it. It's the contrast, the way the inside of the eyes is really well done. The eyebrow is a little bit, messy, but in general, I thought it was pretty good. So this is why I ranked it pretty high.
Well, I did not rank this at the top because all the lines had kind of the same thickness and it wasn't refined where you really felt like the
But that's still better than the others. It's still better than the others.
wrinkles had a lot of depth to them. At the corner of the eye, they do. I think that part's done well, but where the more the highlights are, I felt like it's this and that. It's dark, it's light, and it's all the same.
As the judging comes to a close, there's a clear standout. It embodies everything this challenge was meant to test.
Now, this one, you guys, that's how you do wrinkles.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want wrinkles to look realistic, this is how you do it. And the tape job. I mean,
so perfect. Yeah.
It's like ready to go in a frame and hang on your wall.
And the eyelashes, right?
Yeah, I actually saw this at the midway point, and there was no eyelashes at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so seeing them, I was so like happy to see that they did them, and they did them so well.
I think it's like several levels, even from the one that's just below it. I feel like they knocked out of the park.
With such incredible...
Hey, and that was her goal. I don't know, maybe here it's not a good image for me, but I don't see it. That up close one looked better than this little crop.
Incredible work presented, the artists who stood out perfected their details, used a variety of lines to create...
We know exactly who you're talking about. This AI writing, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
visual interest, and express themselves creatively within the constraints of the challenge. With all scores submitted, it's finally time to see who will be continuing on and who will be sent home.
Wow, this is it. 9 paintings and drawings, 9 wonderful pieces of art, blood, sweat, tears, laughter, crying, all the emotions together. I can't believe for half of you it's about to come to an end, but it is not the end because each of you is going to have a wonderful career in your art because you all truly have what it takes to be the outstanding artist. Each one of you is here because we see that potential in you. You have an amazing style, you have amazing skills, and we really believe in you. And so I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your lives and away.
Look at the way he talks here when he's on camera versus his voiceover. This is how he really talks.
From your families and for being part of the show. So it really means the world to me. And I'm just so grateful to be part of your guys' journey. So thank you guys. With that, I'm going to announce the winner of the drawing challenge. The winner of the drawing challenge by
It's going to be D. I guarantee it's going to be D. Calling it right now.
unanimous decision is Alexis.
I was standing there trying not to cry just because it's a lot, you know?
And almost by unanimous decision, the winner of the abstract challenge goes to Rita.
F, I was just about to say.
I was just like, my knees were giving up and I'm like, couldn't breathe.
Oh my God, she painted the girl on her shirt for her portrait. Actually, I thought it looked more like Natalie Portman in that one movie where she plays a stripper, but that's funny that she wore a shirt that matched her painting.
So yeah, I was freaking out.
And the winner of the oil challenge, the portrait, one of the most difficult assignments yet, goes to Lynn.
Called it.
I'm so happy. What does it mean? It means I can do it and I am skilled at what I do. It just feels good. I don't know what else to say about that. I'm just so happy.
Okay, and now I have the hyper contrasting, immense pleasure and displeasure of announcing who's going to make it forward and therefore who will not be moving on. So let's start with the first person. Okay, the first.
So before in the other seasons, they made them all wear overalls and then they would make them give them back their overalls if they got out. So this is like they have just like the artist apron.
Person moving on to the second half of season 4.
Alexis.
Stephanie Linden.
Oh.
Come join me.
There's a feeling of excitement, but it's mixed with like, I don't really belong. I'm trying to just own it. That was my first goal for myself, was to just make it through the first 6.
Okay, and now the second person moving on and still having a shot at winning the title of Outstanding Artist is Alexis Morley.
I was not confident at all about making it through. A year ago today, I hadn't even started portfolio. And so to make it to top 6 is wild to me. It's a lot of pressure and I kind of feel like a fraud a little bit being here. But for that moment, it was just kind of, it felt good.
The person moving on next to the next phase, the Outstanding Artist, is Haley Boat.
I had prepared myself not to go through. So I was getting my sort of happy but disappointed face ready. And I also I assumed that I would be maybe number 6 if I did get in. So I was like not expecting number 3 at all. So top 6, baby. Whoa.
The next person moving on is Ellis.
It's mixed emotions, being happy, but then like realizing a lot of the people where I spent the last 2 weeks with are leaving. I was holding Brianna's hand and Bianca just like hoping to get through together.
The next person moving on to the next phase of the Outstanding Artist. It's Rita Bakari.
Because I won the abstract, I don't think I would be eliminated. But in that moment, I was just like, I need to go to the next round. Like, I just need to survive in the skills section. And I did it.
This is it. It's one spot left. Are you
Can I
guys
just-
ready?
I would just want to say I'm so happy people are still wearing skinny jeans, like that Rita girl still wearing skinny jeans. Good. Thank you. Now I feel confident enough to bring mine back.
I don't know if I'm ready. But the last person moving on
I'm gonna call it. It's
to
gonna
this
be
next
Scotty.
part of the season and still having a shot for the title of the Outstanding Artist.
What?
Wow, what a cliffhanger, right? Well, real quick, so many of you have requested to do these challenges yourself, so we put together the Outstanding Artist Challenge. You'll complete some of the same challenges the contestants did with step-by-step instruction from our mastery program. So if you want to learn more, then scan this QR code that's right on the screen here.
We have to wait till next week to find out who's out. I feel like I was lied to.
Hello, beautiful. We are
Hello.
doing one of the most
Alright.
exciting things ever, which
Sorry, Brad, we're not watching your stuff. Ellie's not right now.
Of the Outstanding Artist
Pause
hanging in the back.
Pause, please. Thank you. I'm at that point. I think I might leave a comment. I never comment on videos ever, but I might leave a comment. I'm so mad. We gotta wait till next week. What is the like to dislike ratio? 15 dislikes to 1,000 likes. Ah. I'm so frustrated. What the heck? Okay, let's look. Who's the last ones? Who's the last one standing there?
Artist.
Okay, wait. Actually, that Rita girl's gone. Okay. Out of these ones, oh, that's weird because this Lynn chick just won the portrait. This lady was like all over episode 1. We've barely seen this lady or this lady. I feel like it's the Scottish chick. The Scottish chick has done so good, but her eye was not very held in high regards. I don't know. Who do you guys think it's going to be? Let's see. Who's really surprised if they milk the cheating clickbait buzzword for 3 episodes? That is true. That is true. I don't know. It might be Lynn. She might stay. I don't know. I don't know. Lynn was last before the portrait. Yeah, I'd have to go back on a previous episode and see where their scores were. Maybe it was foreshadowing when she said, "Oh, it would suck to be the person that was in 7th place." Let's just go investigate. Okay, let's go here. When was the last time we saw their scores? That would be videos. Is this episode 4? No, we need episode 5. Is that this one? Did it show their scores? That's how we're gonna.
My chance to score.
Mute. We're gonna figure this out. Where's their scores? They showed them last time at like the rankings somewhere in this episode. Didn't they? They showed him somewhere. Maybe it was the episode before this. Oh, here we go. Somewhere around here. Aha. Okay. So out of these ones, who is still there? Alexis was on top. She's still there, so she's good. Haley, Ellis, Rita, Stephanie, and then Brianna. Okay. But then, yeah, Lynn was at the bottom, but she just won the portrait, so she's got to be up. All right, well, based on this, it's either between Brianna and... Well, no, Brianna's actually pretty high up here. So she would have had to Alexis is staying on top. Stephanie's on top. So these two aren't moving. Is that who's going to come down to the final two? It's going to be between them. I feel like Alexis is going to win. Why was someone accused of cheating? Because they were told that you were supposed to do a certain technique on their landscape, on their cityscape painting, and people thought that Stephanie didn't do it right. So what you were supposed to do is you're supposed to do a wash over your entire painting and then take a rag and wipe out the sections that are supposed to be highlights. And they said that Stephanie didn't do that. But I guess they cleared it up. Because then Ellis, who was painting all white buildings, she's like, that would have saved me so much time if I didn't do the steps that we're supposed to be doing. But I don't know. We will find out. Okay. I feel like Brianna didn't score very high in this, so she must have gotten marked down. But I mean, she still could be in. I don't know. I guess we'll find out next week when the next episode comes out. But then, let me see. I feel like we need a fucking explanation here. Come here. Okay, go to. They have live streams that they do after the show. Okay, here's the after show.
After show, I was just looking at the chat. People are very justifiably angry after the cliffhanger. I am so sorry that we had to do that. And that is my fault there. I had my YouTube open, so that's why you guys heard the feedback there. But wow, that was so tough. Okay, so many things to dive into. But first, just Rita, since we know the results, I want to get into you first and talk with you about the pressure that you felt, because it was pretty clear. And there's more in the interviews that we didn't show, but it was pretty clear that you felt a ton of pressure to make it onto the second half of the season. You took the very first version of the mastery program when it
to think about it. So all those skill testing example, I guess, and I knew that it's and pressure, but it came out well. So
risks pay off, and sometimes they don't. And it's hard to know when to take a risk and when not to in the context of the competition. So I think it's totally understandable, and especially given that some of the artists there, like Alexis, for example, you were her mentor in the program. So it's just kind of a different. It's a different dynamic. It's a different level of. It's like when, not saying that this is where you were at necessarily, but that's how it can feel.
Definitely in the first section. I'm not a front runner, so I didn't need to perform. I just needed to survive. It's not crazy, but I wanted to do well, not to be embarrassed by what I did, but I also wanted these. What is it called?
Totally. Yeah. Tell me about the feeling, Brie, of one of the previous episodes, you said, because in the first episode, I think you came in at 8.
Wait, she's on it. Is she on? Did she make it? Did you leave a comment? No, not yet. I'm kind of I guess we'll find out next week what's gonna happen. I guess we will find out next week. They didn't do a preview for the next episode though. Do it. I might leave a comment. I might be angry enough to leave a comment, but I don't know. I'm fine with my little art channel being I don't know. I'm just fine existing in the ether. I don't want to get involved in these people's business or their show. it's not really my place to go and tell them how to do things. Okay. Well, guys, I have finished the episode. I'm not exactly happy with these. The other ones I always just binge watched. I never watched them when they were like live and coming out. So I just got like, I got to just go through them all. Maybe once we're done with this, I can go back and rewatch them all with you guys and we can all maybe I can do like the live stream evap. I don't know. I just maybe we can, just so you guys can see the difference. And I know you guys have been commenting in the chat, why are there only girls? The other seasons have boys. We can go look at the other seasons just so you guys can see the difference. So you'll see all of them be like much younger and then like different people. But frustrated. But anyways, guys, I need to eat and then go to bed. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will be getting back to doing eye paintings very, very soon. So if you didn't volunteer, I'm actually pushing it. I was originally just going to do 200. Now I'm doing 300 because I had more than 200 volunteers. So I will be doing eye paintings again very, very soon. I just have to finish up a few things and I will be back. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me for the past hour and a half. Please leave me a comment on this stream. It really helps me out in the algorithm. Everybody that's been watching on Twitch, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for guys being the best chat, best audience. I hope your nail is healing. Yeah, look at it. You see? That white, that's all just like super glue. You can see like the little shred of pink where like it's still kind of connected. And then this one, I got a bruise on my nail when it hit. Like I knew it like hurt, but obviously it didn't hurt as much as my middle finger. So I left nails off. I'm giving it a break. We'll fix it later. But anyways, thank you guys. Leave me a comment if you guys are watching on YouTube. Make sure to smash that like button. I will see you guys all later.